Well, the air conditioner's working perfectly now that I siphoned out the water that had collected up under here, which was impeding the fan. I don't think it's supposed to be able to get in there, but it did. We had a pretty heavy rain. We do have the louvers on top, but now it's water free because I siphoned it out. I have no pride. Okay, I have to go gargle. Most room air conditioners do not have a drain plug to drain the water. Air conditioners have a slinger ring around the rear fan blade. The ring is designed to pick up water off the bottom of the pan and throw it against the condenser coils. This design feature helps improve the efficiency of the unit by reducing heat on the coils and helps remove some of the moisture from the pan. So originally I had planned to put the light in here and run it up through the base. Then I realized I have this entire open rear end, so with this nice one-piece fin section that I should be able to modify. I say this without having looked at it too closely, but I think I can make the Submarine completely self-contained with the light and just sit on the base like normal and put the switch behind removable aft fins. We'll see how that works out. Okay, I have to figure out how I want to mount this on here. Oh, what? Was there ever a doubt that was going to happen? Crunchy outside, chewy center. Well, hello Glue Troopers, Max and Max's models here. Got a little bit done today. I actually was looking for the light that came out of the Atlantis lighthouse that I didn't use, but it wasn't in there, and I had checked the box and everything. So while I was scrounging around trying to find it, I stumbled across these lighting units that had been sent to me some time back by a Glue Trooper. And thank you to whoever that was. So I might go ahead and light the sea view when I get it done. And then I got to work on the DH-10. And Mark from Montana was correct. It is a very spindly landing gear on it. I thought I might get it so far as to start putting the struts in today, but with all the pre-painting and letting all this stuff harden, that didn't come to pass. But I did get a lot of forward progress made. I got the engine nacelles, mounted the wheels on it. And of course, I painted the wheels first before they came on. I used a combination of Tamiya tape and silly putty to block them off, and they came out acceptably well. And one of the tricks was I was painting the props and trying to mix that color for the propeller wood, that sort of bright. It turned out the thing I was missing was a little bit of, I believe, green. I've been trying yellow and brown and flesh tones and translucent orange and mixing it up, and when I put a touch of green in there, it started to come out with that, I guess it's a pine color. Anyway, so that got done. And the next thing I started planning on was stretching some sprue to do some of the rigging, probably for the tailplanes, although I'll be using easy line on the wings. And as I was getting everything prepped, I realized I'm going to have to come up with some sort of a jig or something if I'm going to do what I was planning to, about using Gorilla Glue to mount the lower struts and using the top one as a brace or as a template. So we'll see how that pans out. It's slowly coming together. This is going to take a little while. Trying to keep everything straight. The landing gear, some of the legs on it were they weren't exactly right. A little short. Had to play. You got to be very careful about how that lower wing is mounted to get the landing gear to reach. It was a bit of a trick, but so far so good. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day trying to figure this out. When I clamp the other wing, I've been warned about to make sure you keep that dihedral in there. Don't let them be just straight. Of course, I had to remove the paint. I had forgotten to mask off where the joints meet before I painted it. So I scratched that off, got everything clamped into place, glued down with a fairly generous amount of glue on the tab. So that should work well once it's done. So that's where we're at for right now. Not a whole lot else to report other than feeling a little silly about siphoning out all that water with a straw, only to find out that the water in the air conditioner is normal. Well, that's just great. And so that's where we're at. I'll see you guys later. You take care of yourselves. Hope everybody's doing well. And as always, model on. Well, hello Glue Troopers, Max and Max's models here. I am getting the parts pre-painted. I don't know if you can see this as well. I'll probably put up a still photo, but it's the the gray color back here and aluminum color here. It's a two-tone, doesn't really stand out that much. But one of the things, now I'm getting these nacelles done. One thing I will warn you is where the propeller goes, over here. That area, I sanded it down so that it will fit without any argument, because I'm going to mount the engine nacelles, but I'm not going to put the props on until I'm done or near done. Just keep them out of the way, basically, keep from damaging them. But there's a fair amount of a little bit of flash on these things. I mean, you can pressure fit it in, but I don't want to have to use a lot of force. So there's that. I think I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to put the wheels on next, and then I'm going to let that harden, and I will see about mounting the struts. I've got to make some kind of a brace for the upper wing to hold it, so I can mount the struts and probably Gorilla Glue them into the lower part, use the top part as a template, let all that harden. I mean, we're talking about 24 hours harden. Then lift off the top, lightly tie on all the easy line to all the upper echelon stuff, drill whatever holes need to be drilled, then go back and glue the upper wing on, and then lace in the easy line to the rest of it once that hardens over 24 hours. Now, in other news, there's the Sea View. I ran around out looking for the light that came with the Aurora Lighthouse. I can't find it. I found the box, it wasn't in there. I probably put it someplace and hid it so well not even I can find it. So while I was digging around, I did come across quite a few lighting kits that had been sent to me by Glue Troopers who were encouraging me to start lighting some of my models. Well, this is the perfect time to do it, so I think I'm going to use that here. And these were sent a couple of years ago, so thank you, whoever was that sent those to me, and they're probably going to get used. I also have this NX01 here that comes with its own lighting kit that it's just one of the many kits I want to get to. So, that'll make a nice little post. And of course, you know, you guys had said, you know, hey, why not put a Godzilla with the Sea View? I'm like, I was way ahead of you. You know, Submarine almost begs for a Godzilla when you're a sci-fi fan. But anyway, so the other thing, I think I already mentioned it in a little clip I shot earlier, is that I'll probably have the tail where the upper fins, the whole cylinder where it can come out, so I can turn it on and close. Maybe even work a switch in there or something. So you just move it a little bit and the lights come on. It looks like it should be a pretty straightforward lighting project, very basic, and be a good one to start on. Now, that will probably get to today. In other news, you may have saw my little bit with the air conditioner. Well, I siphoned out all that water, which thank God was, you know, just perfectly pure condenser water, but it wasn't rainwater. So after a dozen, you know, the thing held more water than I expected. I said, woo, it was like, you know, siphoning gas out of someone's car. It didn't taste as bad. I mean, it tasted good. I love the taste of aluminum and steel. But the thing that shocked me was about an hour later was full again. And it's not rainy today. I was like, okay. I went to the General Electric website, and I'll post it up here. But basically, that is the back end lower panel is where the water is supposed to collect, and they tell you not to drill a hole in it because that circular ring I'd noticed around it, that's called a slinger ring, and it's designed to pick the water up and throw it up there. So it's supposed to be going pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, because apparently it helps with the efficiency. Who knew? So the thing sounds like it's sick, but it's running perfectly. So we got that taken care of. Well, how you learn. Of course, that was after the second time I siphoned all the water out of it, but that was very fresh. It had just condensed. I mean, you know, you get any purer than that? So, again, the taste of aluminum and steel. So, hopefully I'll have more to add to this later as I make progress on this. It should be pretty straightforward putting the landing gear on, and that's when he doomed himself, Your Honor, when he goes, oh, this will be the easy part. But it's all about the experimentation. This will be the XDH-10 day. And by the way, as a side note, Paul Adams sent me something. I'll put a link it below, but it's a 1949, 1950 hobby shop catalog. And one of the things they had in there were these pre-made like desktop models for $49 in 1950. I did the math. That's $660 today. So I think those might have been for like travel agents or something. But man, wouldn't it be cool to get your hands on something like that now? All right, Jim, I'm talking to you. Actually, he does get his hands on stuff like that. God, you know, collecting airliner models like the travel office display models and stuff are are also a hobby, a subgenre. And although they're not necessarily model building, I do consider them model collecting. So anyway, there was that. Okay, let me get to work. I'm just stalling at this point. Oh yeah, not stalling. I'm not going on a tangent, but I was just forgot to mention that well, I was looking at that thing. I basically rearranged my okay, we're gonna do something about that. Anyway, I managed to rearrange my spares and leftover parts and broken models, and got them kind of semi-organized. And I'm thinking at some point we're going to have a scratch build from stuff out of your spares box, you know, whatever you can put together. I mean, I've got so many broken models, I could probably put together something pretty cool. So we might do that at some point. Don't let me forget. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.